Good morning, students. I, Lal Hare Murari Nath Sahadev, welcome you all to my online class. Students, today we have to take up one chapter from our literature book, and this chapter has been titled Monday Morning Blues. Children, this chapter is really very interesting chapter, but the meaning in the very beginning is not very enthusiastic, because Monday morning blues has the meaning which one can consider to be sadistic. What is the meaning of this title? You see, Monday morning blues means the low spirited, sad students, they have to be forced into going back to study by the coming week-long time. Thus their joys are to be killed to the extent of annoying them. Now, you know it that every chapter has a protagonist, a hero or a main character. In this chapter, Monday Morning Blues, we have one, and his name is Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer was taking rest at his home, but suddenly he remembered the morning, and then he was reminded that he had to start his weekday hectic schedule, hectic timetable. And so he thought of some means to stay away from school. For that reason, first of all, he decided to pretend to have some toothache. But again, he was afraid that in that case, in case of being somehow caught in his trick, his tooth would be extracted and that would pain him too much. That's why he tried the other way. He thought that if he would pretend to have his sore toe, perhaps his aunt won't be very much aggressive, and at least she won't put that sore toe out of his leg. That's why he decided to show that he was suffering from a severe pain in his toe. But now, how could he inform about this pain to his aunt? So he started groaning louder. Sid, another character, was already in his next bed, sleeping on. A good student who intended to attend his classes regularly, and for that reason, even if he heard some kind of sound, groaning sound from Tom, he didn't pay much attention to it. He was knowing the pretentious nature of Tom, so he thought it better to take rest. He even went to the extent of snorting, making nasal sound to tell Tom Sawyer that he was in his sound sleep. But Tom couldn't let him be in that way for any longer. So what he did, when he found that Sid was not paying much attention, then he made his that groaning sound, moaning sound louder. Ultimately, Sid had to wake up and then ask him what the matter was. Why was he worried? He addressed Tom at least twice. Tom, Tom, what is the matter, Tom? And then Tom informed him that he was having a severe pain in his sore toe, and he tried to pretend to the extent that he said Sid that in case he died, he must give his window sash and his cat, which had only one eye, to a new girl who had come to the town. He also tried to get the promise from Sid that he would tell her that Tom had already passed away. But Sid, instead of promising anything, he ran downstairs and informed Aunt Polly what the matter was with Tom. He informed outrightly that Tom was dying. It was something unbelievable. But Aunt Polly had to go upstairs and then inquired what was wrong with Tom, and then got the information that Tom was suffering from some pain, some sore, some wound in his toe. The old lady could not believe. She simply laughed a little, cried a little, then cried and laughed, did both the things together, and then suggested him not to behave in that way, not to pretend to be ill when he was already well off, physically sound. Tom found himself in some perplexity, some kind of dilemmatic condition of his mind. He was in a fixed, not knowing exactly what to say. Still he had to answer something, so he said that his toe hurt very much, but he was not worried. It hurt him so much that he was not worried about his tooth at all. Where Aunt Polly was thinking about only one problem, now the second problem also had been brought in the mind of Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly asked what was wrong with his tooth, and then he said that one of his teeth was loose and it was aching very badly. Aunt Polly was really a robust and very wise lady. She asked him to open his mouth and saw that really a tooth was loose. Before she could do anything for Tom's sore toe, she decided to finish the pain, the toothache first. And so she suggested Mary to bring a silk thread and a chunk of fire from the kitchen. Tom, when found that his tooth would be pulled out, he said that it didn't hurt much, and so he requested his aunt not to pull it out. He was so much embarrassed at the prospect, at the possibility of his tooth being extracted, that another secret which he wanted to keep in his heart, that also got opened. He burst out. He didn't want to stay home from school. Aunt Polly understood why he had been pretending for sore toe and then shifting to toothache, everything. And so she said, oh, it means all this drama, all this pretension was because he wanted to stay away from his school and go fishing. She cried out almost. She tried to tell with all force that he really loved him very much. She loved him very much, but she was very much unhappy with him. Why? Because his behavior was very shocking, very obnoxious, very unexpected behavior. By this time, the dental instruments had already arrived. The old lady fastened one end of the silk thread to Tom's tooth, making a loop, and the other side, the other part of that thread was attached to the bedpost. And then she thrust the chunk of fire to his face almost in such a hurting manner that Tom had to pull himself behind, to go behind, and his one tooth got hanging with the bedpost. So this is how we find that because of Tom's pretentious nature, he didn't get any remedy to his sore toe, rather he lost his one precious tooth as well. So children, the moral of this lesson is that one should never try to pretend anything wrong. One must be truthful. One must try to take the virtuous path, and really that is the path to get the success. Disorientating the parents, the teachers, is not at all fructifying. It cannot yield any fruit to anyone. That's why the title Monday Morning Blues really appears to be a bit having some kind of sadness in it. Although the chapter is humorous, although we laugh at the pretension made by Tom Sawyer, but we have some kind of sympathy also at his not being a wise student, not being intelligent one, to think that Aunt Polly after all was an experienced lady and she could detect his trick to stay away from his school. It's my suggestion therefore to all of you, the students of Standard 5, to be intelligent, sagacious and wise. Now children, this chapter comes to an end. You must go through the text. Everything you will find in this video. You have to go through the text. You have to listen the sound, and then you have to understand the content so that you can be able to answer any kind of questions. One PDF also has been made for you, so you can get the answers of all questions. Try to understand those questions perfectly well and make your own notes, because writing makes a man perfect. You have to be perfect. You have to be progressive, and that can be done by by taking shelter, by taking help to the industriousness, to one's doing hard work. Be a laborious, hard-working student instead of being pretentious and deceptive by nature like Tom Sawyer. Thank you all. Now wait for my next video.